Thank you for the introduction about the city, and now, together with Florian and Michael, an update on the project as traditionally we have been doing during the last conferences. We start from a map of TDF members. These are the countries where there are TDF members around the world. And as you can see, apart from Africa, for well-known problems, we have an almost complete coverage. There are some countries in South America where probably we have people active, but they're not yet members. But we warmly invite everyone that is interested in LibreOffice and contributing to the project to become a member. It is important because the wider the audience, the wider the number of people that can decide about the direction of the foundation, the better the foundation will be. And this is a map of the people that are here today. As you can see, we have people from all continents. And I would like to especially thank the people that have been flying from far away. There is people from North America, South America, there are people from South Africa, and from several countries in Asia. And they have probably spent one day just by traveling to Aarhus and to attend the conference. And I think it is important to thank all of you because you're contributing to the conference and you're contributing to the success of this event. And now let's look quickly at what has happened since last year's conference in Bern. That was in September, so it's more or less the last 12 months. First thing we did, the TDF at the end of, in early October 2014, became a member of the Open Source Business Alliance. It's a mainly German, but I think open to non-Germans as well, organization that wants to help the presence and introduction of open source in businesses, and we are a member of this association. The Open Source Business Alliance, for instance, in the past has contributed to the improvement of the filters to write the non-standard Office OpenXML files, which are still quite used, unfortunately, quite used around the world. I say non-standards because they do not correspond to the ISO standard. So a standard is a standard if it's applied. Not being applied, this is not a standard. It's easy. Then we have CIB, the German company from Munich, based in headquartered in Munich. It's not just from Munich. That has become a member of the advisory board, and it is, of course, it's in addition to the previous member. So just to remember that we have other companies like Collabora, Red Hat, Google, SUSE, Lanido, we have Studio Storti, and we have AMD, Intel, we have the Saudi Arabian government, we have the French MIMO, part of the advisory board. We have Free Software Foundation, software in the public interest, PI in the States. So the advisory board represents the wide origins of our community. And then the city of Munich. And I think it is quite important because there have been speculations about the city of Munich in the media, and the fact that the city of Munich is a member of the advisory board of the Documents Foundation says it all, because it says that the city is still committed in free software, and of course is still using free software in their infrastructure. Then in probably around April, May, we had a nice surprise because the Future of Open Source survey, this is not run by us, it's run by Black Duck in the States, but has been the people that have participated to this survey are worldwide. And we discovered that the participants of the survey have elected LibreOffice as one of the most valuable open source projects. This was not on a suggested list of software, was on a free declaration by people. So that I think is rather significant that a rather large number of people, there were over 1,300 participants, which is not a huge sample, but is quite a representative one, have decided to list LibreOffice together with projects that are more on the infrastructure, like OpenStack, Docker, with Drupal, and ahead of Linux and Ubuntu. I mean, I don't think that this is a real list, so we shouldn't look at real numbers, but it's important that LibreOffice has been featured there. In terms of development numbers, these are the number of code commits on LibreOffice. Of course, if you look at it with a tricky eye, you can say that there has been a decrease. But I think that if you look at the reality, this is 1,000 and this is 1,250, which means that we have regularly over the last 24 months, and I can tell you even before, over 1,000 commits per month from a diverse base. There is not a single company contributing to LibreOffice, as everyone knows. So it's having this stability on a diverse development base, I think is a great achievement. And if we look at the number of people contributing each month, the red line tells you the yearly average. So as we can see, we have always been between 300 and 350. So this the yearly average is not this scale is the monthly. So you see that we can say that we are almost always over 80. There are months where we have been over 100, but what is important is that on a yearly basis we are around 300. And if you look at the latest annual report from Microsoft, it declares 320 developers on Microsoft Office, which means, of course, it's not comparing Apple with apples, but we are more or less on the same scale, which I think is rather important. If we think that let's say our roots or our roots in OpenOffice were around 100, so we have tripled more or less the number of developers that are active on a yearly basis. This, of course, is not thanks to myself, because I don't develop. So it's, as everyone knows, and everyone is thankful, because I could destroy the code with just one commit. This is the road to LibreOffice 5.0. It's just to remember that over 5 years now, because we will celebrate our 5th year next Monday. Over 5 years we have been able, or better, developers have been able to maintain a constant flow of releases. These are major releases, of course, then each major release at several minor releases, but I think it is important if you look at January, June, February, August, February, July, January, August. It's really quite stable, it's really predictable. I think this is one of the reasons why there is a growing interest around LibreOffice in terms of enterprise adoptions, because you can work on this schedule and you can reasonably decide about the timing of your deployment, because you already know when the next major release will be, and you can program your internal deployment. always remembering, I have to explain this slide, always remembering that we maintain two branches. One that we call fresh is the 5.0.2 that will be released today. That is for, we think, individual deployment, unsupported in the sense that there is not enterprise support behind this, just because it's the newest one. We want to test it by using with our technology enthusiasts that Michael likes as a description, and early adopters. But we, for deploy massive deployments, so enterprise deployment to the public administration, we still suggest the 4.4 branch, because there are LTS options available, which are important, of course, and there is professional support provided by certified individuals. So it has to be rather clear that if we suggest the deployment of LibreOffice in a massive, in an enterprise, in a large organization, we have to suggest the 4.4, not the 5.0. The 5.0 is too risky. Probably in 2-3 months, 5.0 will be stable enough to be suggested for enterprise deployment as well. And with this one, of course, we have the announcement of LibreOffice 5.0, which has been in early August. Funny enough, Microsoft decided to announce Windows 10 the day that we originally decided to announce LibreOffice 5, and has announced Office 16 yesterday. Being rather old, I don't believe in coincidence anymore, and I think that these guys are looking at our schedule with increasing interest, which is good because they fear us, because otherwise they will not make the schedule on our schedule. A couple of numbers on the 5.0 announcement. Of course, these are not numbers that have a meaning in the sense that they do not represent downloads, they do not represent installs, they just represent the growing interest around the announcement. This is the spike that we got on August 5 in the number of visits to the website. We usually have around 2,500. We got 25,000 in one day. This is just to show the interest. It's not downloads, it's not installs, it's not how people decided about the product. It's just interest in the announcement.
That's the blog.
This is a blog, yes.
That's the blog.
It's not a website,
just
sorry.
The blog.
The website is a couple of orders, 92.
Yes.
Yeah. And if we look at donations, this is August. This is the month of August. Of course, donations are a percentage of the downloads. Of course, not everyone that downloads decided to donate, but this was our best month ever. We started to count donation. Each brick is 1 day of donation, and of course, this is the month. This was our best month, and probably September, which is not over, will be our second or third, which means that the interest on the 5.0 has not just been a spike, but is maintaining. And if we look at Google Trends, and here to have a comparison, I compare that with OpenOffice, because we all know that we started with a huge brand awareness problem. This is how LibreOffice grew, and this is the projection. Of course, the projection is a Google algorithm, don't take it for granted. But if we look at the last 90 days, this is what happened. We were close behind, now we are close ahead. This is not to say that OpenOffice has problems, but this is to say that after 5 years, we have overcome, at least in Google searches, the brand awareness problem that we used to have. If I could show you the numbers about the news search, we are ahead since 2012. So which means that there has always been a higher interest in LibreOffice than in OpenOffice during the last 3 years. And now I leave the stage to Michael for the...
Thank you. Wonderful to be here. So, I was... Oh, no. I was up extremely late last night trying to show you why 5.0 is awesome and all the good work you have done in the last year. So, none of the credit is due to me. And the problem is there's just so much of it. So, you know, the ideal is that I can put everyone's name on the slide in the room and lots of other people. But we're just not going to get through it in the time. So instead I haven't put anyone's names in. And I would encourage you to go to talks. There's lots of talks by people here that have done work. Go and listen to them. Go and see who did it with them. And so we're going to go for a death by bullets. And we're just going to have lots of them. So this is what we've done in the last year. And some of it will be meaningless to you. Hopefully some of it is more meaningful. So our whole Office suite is built on a very old toolkit called VCL. And in this year, we've just done some amazing work with it. We've finally finished switching our whole user interface to new XML layout stuff, and got just much cleaner, a better look. If you're a translator, perhaps you remember the bad old days of checking every dialogue to make sure the strings didn't overlap and the buttons weren't sitting on top of strings. You don't need to do that anymore. The main loop has been rewritten from being this clunky, awful thing to being something relatively sensible. We're starting to use modern hardware for rendering. You know, the OpenGL cross-platform API is amazingly useful, and we're really starting to do that. We've fixed a whole lot of stupid stuff in the life cycle, and we're finally working on modern Linux desktops. In fact, beyond the bleeding edge, we're working. So that's great. Code quality. You know, we've inherited 5 years ago this huge code base of, I think that our friends at Microsoft call it a deep, legacy-rich code base, you know. And I think our code base is getting less legacy-rich, you know. It's starting to be modern and beautiful. You know, we moved to C++ 11, and there's some great big wins there. We've got coverity issues to 0, so some fantastic work there, led by Red Hat. Just get this to 0, right? You know, so it is, as far as we can tell, there are no coverity issues, approximately none. Crash testing, we're systematically checking that it's working well, and doing that regularly, you know, on new hardware. Loads of extra unit tests, just this year, 1,500 extra commits, improving and adding unit tests, so we can be more and more sure the quality is improving. Jenkins, whole massive infrastructure set up to make sure that every commit that goes in is passing all of the tests and is compiling all the platforms to accelerate the pace of what we're doing. Bisect, allowing us to find what commit caused a regression, moving broader out of Linux into Windows and Mac. New platforms, Windows 64, some great work taking that to the Windows 64 platform, high DPI so that you can see your UI on the Mac without a magnifying glass, you know, so you don't have to ship the special lens with it. So beautiful, beautiful UIs there. Sandboxing the Mac build so that we can actually, you know, just deploy these without so much security warning problems. Performance improvements all across the board, you know, loading documents, saving them, mail merging, loading images, spreadsheet calculation, charts rendering, indexing of documents when LibreOffice is used to do that in big document systems. Interoperability, so there's just some fantastic work in Calc here, improving one of the last gaps. You know, this table structure thing, one of the last big holes, new formulae, constantly keeping up with where we need to be. Interoperating with SharePoint. Again, this is all in the last year, right? So SharePoint 2010 to 13, OneDrive connectors, loads more interoperability work. It's lots of little bits, hard to draw together. Document liberation, another awesome project, starting to deliver some real cool stuff. You know, if you're a recovering Mac user, you know, you've discovered software freedom and you've moved to Linux or something, you want to rescue your data, you know. So these are the modern holes in the ground today. You know, proprietary formats are a disaster area, but people keep creating them, and this creates a problem for the future. And luckily, document liberation is proactively rescuing your data. So it's not just the Claris drawer or the Mac draft from years ago you can get your files from, but also the latest disaster areas of the future are being fixed in advance. We're pre-mending the brokenness, which is good. Adobe PageMaker, just some great work going on there, and improving lots of the existing filters for, like Microsoft Works. Just getting better data out of this stuff. And publishing, just some exciting things there. LibreOffice Kit. So we've also done a huge amount of work to make LibreOffice reusable, so you can wrench the heart out of it and put it somewhere else. On your mobile phone, just a huge amount of work there. Funded by various people to make this something, a great story of diversity. Lots of different players putting money and investment in to get this working nicely on Android. And we have now an editor. A year ago, we didn't at all. So Android improved a lot. And again, built around this idea of a core of LibreOffice that can be reused. LibreOffice Online, you'll see a lot of things about that at this conference. Check it out. It's basically using the same approach as was used on Android. This LibreOffice Kit core and reapplying that. So some great stuff there. And I'll just finish with this slide, really. One of the things I'm excited about, and hopefully in 5.0 we can focus more love on, is the user experience. We have now a very beautiful, fast-performing, lovely, sexy, increasingly clean code base, but I think there's so much we can do in the user experience domain. So if I can encourage you not to fix low-level stuff, but to fix high-level stuff, make it easier to use. So in this last year, new Breeze theme, as if icon updates, we had competitions for new templates, which we've shared. I could read the bullet points to you. There's just lots and lots of little things. User experience is often thought of as just a series of paper cuts. If you get enough paper cuts, your limb is sawn off. Your hands fall off. So let's try and stop people injuring themselves in lots of little ways with LibreOffice, and there's so much more we can do. So this is really just a subset of detail that went in from so many people out there in the community. I just love to thank you guys for showing up, for contributing, for translating, for putting code in, for just being involved in the ecosystem, making it richer and stronger. You rock. Thank you.
Okay. Hello also from my side. Thanks so much for those nice slides and sharing what's been going on behind the scenes in the code. In Torsten's and Live's introductory speeches, we have heard about the strong base of contributors to LibreOffice, what's going on, how people are contributing. And actually, I would like to introduce you to a couple of more people who are with TDF to show what we're doing, so you know that we could talk to them during the conference to outline what kind of things they have been doing, and just use this one. So first let me introduce you, I guess most of you already know her, Sophie. You can quickly stand up. First of all, thank you so much. Sophie was, together with the local team who's done an amazing job, as you all can see, has been running the since for a couple of years already the LibreOffice conference from the TDF side. So that's one of our working areas. Then we have a lot of people from the native language communities who took a rather long travel here, which I really appreciate. And Sophie basically is acting as a gateway for all those native language communities, trying to pull the strings on documentation, localization, QA. Anyone who ever asked for some travel refunds will most likely have had contact with Sophie and a couple of other things. So yeah, that's Sophie. So if you're interested in what she does and would like to exchange your thoughts, she's around during the full conference. Then we have Italo. You have seen and heard him obviously. So as you can see, Italo is our guy for marketing. So actually he's the nice man. Whenever you download LibreOffice and you see this, well, you can support us with a donation. He's the first picture that we see. So it's Italo asking, thank you for downloading, you could support us, and that seems to work quite well. So Italo is doing a lot in marketing. We try to build up the local marketing to encourage the native language communities. Together with Sophie, to interact marketing, to get contact with journalists. I think we even think about offering a media training during this conference for those who would like to get a bit skilled and get some more insight in how to deal with journalists and how to act there. Italo is your guy. Italo also has been working hard on the certification program that's in place. So thank you very much, Italo, for that. Then, Clough. So he actually has a real first name. We all know him by Clough. It's Christian, so for those who are curious. Actually, Clough is the one whenever you download LibreOffice and get your final build on the machine and use it. It's a lot of merits are on him for creating the final build together with some other volunteers to identify if there were any last blockers for distributing them on mirror servers, so they're available worldwide. Basically, Clough is everywhere where he's needed, which is in so many places. I actually wonder when he finds sleep at night. So he's around for the Silver Stripe CMS whenever native language communities translate their website. It's Clough, so he's in a lot of things. So thanks a lot for all the work, and same as for the others. If there are any questions you'd like to get in touch with him, he's around during all the conference. And we have Alex. So Alex has the poor fate of being the infra guy. Those guys you mostly notice when things are not working. So Alex is working hard behind the scenes to provide the infrastructure to keep the services running, all the mailing lists, the website, the download infrastructure, and all sorts of things that are used. The Garrett instance, which even I understand is a rather crucial component of our ecosystem. So Alex is driving that, and like with other areas, infra always is looking for volunteers or contributors. And I think we also have a talk to outline a bit on what's going on. So if you're interested into joining the infra folks, Alex is your guy. Talk to him. Dan Robinson. So Robinson is our QA engineer. Robinson is the guy looking for QA, triaging bugs, taking care of the Bugzilla instance that we have been running since, I think, January it is, trying to modify it in a way that we can make best use of it. He runs a couple of calls, I think most notably the QA call, where he's constantly looking for volunteers, tries to write documentation, how to get people into QA and support us in the efforts of improving the quality of LibreOffice. Likewise, Robinson is around for the full conference, so if you're interested in QA and helping out with that, give him a poke. Happy to have you. Yeah, and a couple of words on me. You see, I talk a lot about. Yeah, so I try to keep all of that together by some means, try to see that things are working. Lots of legal and administrative stuff that is required for a foundation of that size. And as closing words, it's pure joy being with all of you and seeing. We all work rather hard, and once a year we are here together, seeing the joy and motivation of people and all of that coming together. That the achievements like the slides that we have seen and what all is happening. So quite happy to be here. So thank you everyone who contributes. I guess I hand over to Italo now, so we don't.
Sorry?
I think you have some more
Yes,
slides, so
yeah.
I hand over to Italo now. If there are any questions on those topics, let me know. Happy to talk to you around all the conference. Thanks a lot, and Italo.
So the last part is about the announcement that we have been making around the conference. The first one is going to be 5.0.2, which is going to be released in 1 hour and 30 minutes, more or less. As soon as I get hold of my PC again, because I have to fire off the press release. Then yesterday we have announced our merchandising shop. Is not managed by the Document Foundation. It's managed by a third-party company, and TDF gets a small percentage out of every purchase. We have a few design, the first basic ones. Everyone is invited, as I wrote on the blog post yesterday. If you have ideas about new gadgets, if you have ideas about new designs, if you have ideas about new kind of garments that should be on the shop, send myself or Sophia an email. We will get in touch with you. We will make sure that your contribution is reflected into the shop. It will take a little bit of time. Of course, we have to make sure that the production, that the design is compatible with the production. But then we are happy to grow, to have the community grow the number of design. This is just the basic ones. Don't be shy. Make your proposals. Second one, we have a new company in the advisory board. Is a Russian company. The name is Rusbitek, but is best known for Linux distribution that is used in Russia in several, I would say, in a growing number of public administrations. So the website is in Russian, so it's difficult to understand, but I think that you get this one. So the Linux distribution is called Astra Linux, is available also in English. If someone wants to have a look at it, it's available in English as well. It's rather difficult to find on the website because the website is just in Russian. So, but anyway, if you dig a little bit, you can find it. And the last announcement has been a few days ago, and I can tell you that Sonia is on the flight to Aarhus now. Is from between Stansted and Aarhus at the moment. So when Sonia will come in this afternoon, I invite everyone to congratulate with her, because we have announced, of course, has been a community effort. This is a general, is the guy responsible for 150,000 desktop in the Italian defense, and they will be migrating to LibreOffice by the end of next year, which is a rather challenging effort. They, as I was telling yesterday during the marketing workshop, during the NLP workshop, the fantastic result is that we have not been approaching them; they have approached us. As you could see from this weather I was wearing before, but you have 4 guys there that are for the uniform. If you can stand up and show the Libre Italia logo on your shoulders. These are the Libre Italia guys. And they have approached the Italian Association because the Italian Association is made by, let's say, several crazy people, and Sonia and myself are probably the craziest. We make a huge amount of noise in the market, and we are so visible that even the army has written us an email. And you can imagine the surprise of myself and Sonia when we saw the email with the signature, Generale Camillo Sileo, Capo di Stato Maggiore, which means the top body in the defense. But as that was not the first one that we got from such a large organization, we hope to be able to announce the others one soon. Actually, the first one, we believed it was a joke. When we got this one, we didn't believe it was a joke. We thought it was for real. I think it's very important because that is not only the second largest migration to LibreOffice, it's the first one where people looked just at LibreOffice. There's no switch between, there's no legacy, so there's no people going through Apache OpenOffice or OpenOffice. They decided about LibreOffice and they are going straight from Microsoft Office to LibreOffice. And with this is all, it's of course merit is for the community. It's not just, I mean, the Italian community is the front end of the entire community in this case. Because we speak Italian, they need to speak Italian. You can imagine, already Italians are not famous for being English speakers, but in addition, you can imagine 150,000 people scattered around the entire country. You have to speak the local language, but it is because there is a community behind that we have been chosen. We think that the work of the community is extremely important, and the first thing that we told to these guys was either you engage with the community or the migration will not work, because the community is the only guarantee that you have that people is committed to make this a success. And I think this is only one opportunity of the many that we can have worldwide, and I warmly invite you, everyone, to mimic what we did in Italy, because this proves that we can be successful in extremely large migration, not only in small ones, which are challenging as well, but are easier to reach. And with this one, I finished. These are our emails, but I think we are around until Saturday, all of us, so you have plenty of time to poke us if you have questions, if you want slides to support your efforts, and if you want to know more about the community and the LibreOffice project. Thank you, everyone. I think that we have a break now, live.
Yep, that program says we have a break now until...
So the program says we have a break, and we probably are even on time.
We are more than on time. I think that the next lecture, let me check. Next lecture, 11:30, that's Björn's talk then.
Okay, so let's gather here again at 11:20, because we have to start at 11:30. So you have 10 minutes to sit down and because sorry, just a final comment. The way we, I'm Italian. My name is Italo, so it's you cannot exchange myself for any other country in the world. Let's say that Italy is not known for organization, and I will stop here on the comment. The way that Libre Italia is organized is that we, because of this, let's say, perception, we are sitting on a pole on the North Pole, so we are northern than anyone else. When the generals are asking, I mean the generals because now we receive regularly emails from generals, if they ask something at 7 o'clock in the evening, they usually have the answer by 8 o'clock in that same evening, not even the morning after. And this is one of the things that have gained the confidence, because they've always got, apart when we had to write documents, because you need some time to write documents, but when the answer was, can we schedule trainings? We will start training them on October 15. Can we schedule training? We really replied in a matter of minutes, and I think this is something that is important for us as a community, because we have a confidence problem against large corporations. I am not saying that large corporations behave better than us, but they are thought to behave better than us. And if we show that we behave better than corporations, we can really win on large challenges like the one that we are running now in Italy.
Let them go out.
Okay, but they can go, I mean.